that the dancing and the reveal is over, let's go ahead and get into these pros and cons about this unit. All right, let's go ahead and start with the pros first. First and foremost, this color is absolutely gorgeous, okay? This is like such a pretty color. Like, I love an ombre wig, and it's so soft when I touch it. If you remember, I did like one from a different company that was kind of like an ombre headband wig, and y'all know the vibes. I was feeling like Beyonce in that wig. So this one has got me feeling like my name is, I don't know. I'm always trying to name these wigs, y'all. I don't know what to name her yet, but I feel like her name would start with like an S. Like, she's giving me not like a Solange, but maybe like, I don't know, it's gonna come to me. So whenever it comes to me, I'm gonna mention it. But anyways, the length is 20 inches. And as you can see, it comes all the way down here, which is a plus for me. I kind of like to stay in like that 18 to 20 range now. I used to be like a 12 to 14. I like the shorter units. But for this particular unit, 20 inches is perfect. I even almost feel like they're giving me just a little bit extra. So I love that about this unit. Also need to mention that I did not get any tangling or shedding with this unit. But to kind of expect, like, as you wear it over time, there gonna be like some minimal shedding that comes with this. But it responded very well to heat, and I didn't have like any issues whatsoever, and it got bone straight. It already came, you know, pretty straight as is, but it responded very well to my hot comb as well as my flat iron. My next pro is going to be that this wig is a T-part wig, so it already comes pre-parted for like a middle part. It was also pre-plucked. It's also a 13 by 5 inch lace. So, you know, you have the option if you want to change this into like a side part, switch up the part a little bit. I decided, I know I always say I'm a side part mommy, but I decided, y'all, like, I'm gonna keep it a middle part. I'm gonna see how I like it, and I absolutely love it. Like, I absolutely love this middle part. It lays really flat to the scalp. All I did was, actually, I mean, I didn't really braid my hair underneath this. I just kind of like flat twisted a little bit, just especially like in this section, so it can lay a little bit flatter. And it's laying flat to the scalp, ladies. It's laying flat. And by it laying so flat to the scalp, I was able to wear this glueless. Like, I literally used the Got To Be Glue gel just to kind of gel down the edges so that it won't rise up in like 20-30 minutes or whatever. But the rest of this, I put in the combs on the side, and it is not glued. It is not glued whatsoever to my scalp. There's not extra lace like flapping. Like, you can absolutely wear this glueless. If you want to use a wig grip, you can. I did not use one to lay this onto my scalp. And it's just absolutely perfect for me, because the other wig that I have in like the body wave, I think got a T-part wig in that one, but it didn't have a 13 by 5 lace. And so I'm able to wear that one every day, glueless. It already comes with a part, just lay my baby hairs and go. And I absolutely consider that like an everyday wig. And now I would consider this like I'm not gonna wear this wig out, so I'm calling it an every week wig. But it's very easy to put on, lay your baby hairs, put your scarf on, and within 5 to 10 minutes, take it off and go kind of wig. So that's why I've kind of like fallen in love with T-part wigs versus having like the 13 by 6 lace, having to create your own part in baby hairs and pluck it and all that extra stuff. It just takes a lot of time. And if you're a beginner, it's going to be kind of intimidating. I consider myself like an intermediate level, and it's still somewhat intimidating for me. Like, I rather wear the wigs that are just quick and easy, doesn't take much work. I can prep it beforehand if I want, and after this, I don't have to do any more prepping. Like, anytime I want to wear it, I might just put a little bit of flat iron to it just to, you know, straighten out the ends. But after that, there's really not much for me to do. So think about that, ladies, when you're thinking about choosing your wig. Is like, how convenient is it going to be for you? How much work is it going to take for you to do? And is this going to be like an everyday wig, a once in a while wig? Because that ultimately makes the decision for you, especially depending on what level of comfort you have with even applying wigs in the first place. But let's go ahead and get into these cons so I can give you my final thoughts about this wig. Okay, so this is a wig that you can find on Amazon. Now, I feel like when people think about purchasing wigs on Amazon, that it will be a fraction of the price because you're getting it from Amazon. You know, maybe it's still of good quality, but maybe you don't have to pay as much as you would pay on, you know, their official website. So you tell me if you think this price is too much for this unit, but this unit is retailing for $168 on Amazon for the 20-inch. And you can possibly, you know, like I always say, go down the inch just depending on what your preference is, and it can make the wig a little bit cheaper. But it is $168, so this isn't one of those wigs that are under $100. I think when you factor in the ombre color and the length, that is what increases the price ultimately. But for me, it's not too much, but I'm not in your pocket. So if you feel like, I feel like it can be a little bit cheaper since it's an Amazon wig, that's completely totally up to you. Now, I kind of want you guys' feedback on the density. You guys know I love big volume. This is 150% density, but I honestly like that this unit isn't too thick, but I'm gonna grip it for you so you can tell this is how much the density is given for 150%. Do you feel like that's like too thin, or do you feel like that's like the perfect amount for a straight unit? Now, if you keep it straight, it's not something that you can obviously tell like, dang, that unit is really thin. But sometimes if you go in and try to curl it and do other styles, that's where like the problems kind of comes into play. That's where it can feel like a really thin unit. So for this to be 150% density, I don't know, like if I wanted to do other styles, I definitely would want it to feel a little more fuller than it actually is. But because I want this to be like a straight unit, it really doesn't bother me that much. But I guess when you're factoring in the price, the density, you're kind of like, you guys for the price could give way more density than you're actually giving. So that is something that you need to consider. If that's something that doesn't really matter to you, if you feel like it's the perfect amount of density, then just forget everything I just said. And my last con is gonna be, this is sort of big head friendly, okay? The reason I say sort of is because obviously it fits to my head and my scalp. But the problem that I feel like I'm sort of running into is that it's the right amount of lace for right here, right? For the wig to start right here where it's supposed to. But when we factor in the sides, and I don't know if it's meant for you to pull out hair and swoop the baby hairs and that way it sort of starts on your hairline. But let me do my non-favorable side. The lace is starting here and then right up in this area, which I'm not gonna zoom in on because it's my struggling area. The lace is like right there. Instead of the lace coming up here where I can create more baby hairs, like it's not starting close enough to my hairline. And I didn't cut off a lot of lace. I just cut off the parts that didn't have any hair on them. So that's something that I'm sort of running into with some of these wigs, is just feeling like there's not enough lace on the sides for it to start on my actual hairline. It's starting too far back. And so for me, it's noticeable if I wanted to like pull it up somehow or do a different style. But if I'm wearing it like this, it's not something you can tell. But what if the wind blows, or you know, what if the wind blows and just exposes my non-favorable side, guys, and they see like, oh, where's the rest of the hair? Then it's problematic. So for me, does it make or break this wig? Not necessarily, but it is something to consider. I think that, you know, it needs to be a little more big head friendly so that I can feel like I can really pull in the sides a little bit more. Because what if I were to try to glue this wig down? I would be spraying glue all the way back here and spray back here versus having an even hairline of spraying it up here. Those are just my thoughts. Overall, I'm still giving this wig a 4.9 out of 5. I am absolutely in love with this wig. In fact, I'm about to record some other content wearing this wig because I just couldn't wait to get my hands on it. But you guys let me know what you think. You know, do the cons really matter? Do you think this wig is a steal for you, that you're gonna buy it off Amazon? Of course, I'm gonna leave everything in the description box below, but make sure you're following me on Instagram so you don't miss any of the updates and other things that I'm posting and sharing with you guys. And yeah, that's all I got. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.